Morning. So this is the last slide, last topic for this course, UHMT1012, which is the communication skill. And okay, so this one is actually taken from Professor Engineer Dr. Sylvia. So she is actually the Deputy Dean for our Faculty of Engineering. And she also come from School of Electrical Engineering, where she expertise is on the communications. Okay, not communication, but it's actually more towards on the electrical communications. Okay, so just for your recap, so this is the list of attributes. Okay, list of what you call skills that the students of UTM need to have when they graduating. Okay, and for your information, before we proceed, okay, in these slides, okay, you will see a lot of Prof. Xavier's photos, because she loves to take photos. Okay, especially she also a camera, what I call camera, very interesting in the photography. Okay, so and also she also a very active person in handling project collaboration with public agencies and so on. So she met a lot of people, communicate with them. So I think uh, she has a lot. She has a lot of experience in how to communicate effectively with the people. So this is several quotes that are related to the communication. So people-to-people communications. Okay. Among these, the quote that caught my eyes is the third quote here, which is the constantly talking isn't necessarily communicating, which is from Charlie Kaufman. Okay. So meaning that communication is not about talking. It's actually involve a lot of other elements that we will actually um, explain later. Okay, and another one is this one. So when the trust account is high, communication is easy, instant, and effective. So this is come from Stephen R. Covey. So meaning that communication is not the first part. It's actually the first part is to actually to gain trust from the people. Okay, so this can come from your style of leadership and so on. So this is also several other quotes. And yes, this is actually from Prof. Xavier. So this pictures is actually, I think, taken from KLIA, I think. So because during this picture, during this is actually she involving on the KLIA runaway project, collaboration with the KLIA. And I agree with her, where the quality of your life is the quality of your communication, both with yourself and others. So actually, you are as individual. So to communicate with others, okay, you need it actually to have a high quality. For example, to have a quality of life, you need to communicate with each other. Okay, so to communicate that, you need to have a very good communication skills. Okay, so that all the information, knowledge, and so on can be actually understand or comprehend by your organizations. You are not also responsible for what you say, but also for what you do not say. So communication is not involved, it's not solely depends on the talking. Okay. See. So words are energy. I agree with her. Never use words like defeats, failure, and problems. Okay. Always talk about hope, belief, faith, victory, and success. When you use a positive word, a wave of positive word engulf you, raising your energy level and putting you in a winning frame of mind. So words are energy, so please use them in your favor. Okay, another quote from her, from Mother Teresa. So kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. So why communication is important? So it is important because it will inspire the people. So it will build the confidence inside your colleague, okay, to have faith with you. The second one is to build respect. The third one helps make friends. The the other one is reveal your ability to others. So this is I am very totally agree with this. So if you have a very good communication skills, you can reveal what is your ability, okay, to your colleague or to your superior. Without having a good communication skills, maybe your skill, maybe your capability is not cannot be actually found by your superior. And the last one is to develop a distinct personality. So this is actually a common or typical mindset of an engineer. So I think this is actually has been gone um, about 30 years ago. So still the mindset of the engineer is still in this mindset. Okay. As an engineer, my job is just to develop the best technical solution. Yes, you are as an engineer, you are teach or you are actually um, built to actually solve problem. That is our core of work. Engineers is used to solve problems. And these problems is actually involving people problems. For example, the civil engineers will actually solve problem about the bridge construction, okay, about the flood and so on. Okay, so the engineers is actually used or is actually teach to solve problems. So that is our core. Okay, but at the same time, the world is evolving. Okay, the engineers need also to have communication skills. Okay, need to have communication skills. The fact is many engineering students and also the current practicing engineers are more prioritized in technical skills over communication skills. So that is a mistake. Okay, and they will find out communication skills are a very bit as essential as technical skills if engineers want to be fully effective in their jobs and have successful careers. So actually you need to get along, okay, to go along side by side. The technical skills and communication skills need to be together. Okay. The reality is that the engineering field that effective communicate in engineering field, effective communication skills are very crucial to success in the workplace. Okay, in a recent study conducted by American Society of Mechanical Engineers, so both the member and non-member of the society in the engineering related position respond that they agree that communication skills such as business writing, technical writing, public speaking, and presentation preparation are crucial for success as engineers work in among more varied groups. So this is actually the outcome from the study taken by the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. So they agree that communication skill is one of the essential elements in actually uh, make your career move forward. Okay, so this is actually the traditional career model for an engineer. Okay, usually for the fresh graduate, we will start at this point, okay, at this level, where most of the work will involve a lot of technicals. Okay, while you will see that after 20 years, you will be at this position. Okay, And after 30 years of graduating, you will see that yourself should be in this senior management position, such as this one, maybe managing directors or CEO and so on. Okay, so so based on this career pyramid here, so actually the work scope is changing. Okay, for the fresh graduates, okay, for the staff engineers, so they will dealing a lot of technicals part in their work. So I think around 70% will be technical. But when you move up the ladder, where maybe after 30 years you become executive, so maybe involved of the in the management, you will see that you will deal less than inside the technical part. So maybe around 5%, but you will deal more on the vision of the company. Okay, managing the people, managing the companies, and uh, uh, actually take action on how to move the company forward. Okay, so by virtue of being an engineer, you are technical communicator. So as mentioned before, engineering is a people-oriented profession. Okay, so engineers not only develop technologies, but they also assist and help people make use of the technology. So because of that, engineers must communicate with regulators, funding agencies, suppliers, client, customers, the media, and sometimes the general public. So you cannot avoid. Okay, so right now as an engineer, you need to have that set of skill of communications. So study among the university alumni, so they have listed the greatest importance. So as an engineer, you need to have capability of problem solving. So this is our core. This is our uh, what we call the work, the main work as an engineer, where we solve problems. Okay. And the second important thing is accomplishing tasks within the organization and teamwork. The third importance is the communication or the communication, professional ethics, writing skills, and last one, use of personal computer tools. So this is the list of importance of to be an engineer. And as you can see here, the third and the fifth elements are related to the communications, oral communication and writing skills. Okay, so writing skill is one of the elements inside the communications. So actually you write to communicate. So from 16 skills rated by engineers, so here we listed the top 50% in the descending order, meaning that the first one is the most what I call the most the most important, where the last one is the less important. So as you can see here, the skill that is actually required as an engineer during their work is actually you need to have this relationship building, listening, motivating, giving feedback, negotiating, and so on. And as you can see here, most of the skills are actually communication skills, your interpersonal skill. Okay, so yes, so meaning that you need to have this good what I call interpersonal communications. So this is a use of the importance of communications. So that one is actually all about the introduction, actually, on the background of why as an engineer you need to be a good, you need to have these communication skills. Okay, so carry forward is actually the presentation layout of our communication skills. Okay, topic. So this is actually the layout where we will go on the communication and its components, the barrier to the communications. Next, we will go on what is 7 C's of effective communications. Next is on the listening comprehension. And last one is the non-verbal communication and body language. So what is communication? What do you think about communication is? How you would define it? Okay, from me, the communication not only about talking. Okay, the communication is actually in a group. Okay, where you also will communicate, meaning that you are need to talk. You also need to be a good listener. Okay, and then also you need to have a good writing skills. Okay, and the last one is about body language. Okay, so I think communication is involved a lot, encompass these skills. Communicate, talking, public speaking. The second one, listening. Okay, the third one about writing. You need to have a good writing, meaning that you need to have how to write with a proper sentence, how to write with so that your colleague understand what you are writing and so on. So communication is defined as the interchange of thought or opinion through shared symbols such as language, words, and phrases. Some synonyms of the word communications are message, directive, word, contact, commerce communication, and etc. So why study communications? To only completely skill, okay? Because you will use it in every relationship and you will need it regardless of your career paths. And also why we need to study communications, because communication is actually the information of age. The history of civilization is the history of informations. So language and written documents facilitate the transfer of knowledge and information through time and space. So this is the 2 points why we need to study communications. Okay, the first one is because you need it regardless of your career path, because you need to develop or you need to build up the relationship with the other person. And the second one is due to the information age. This one is actually meaning that all the written documents, as for example our history books and so on, it's actually taken from these writing documents. So this actually convey the information from the past so that the future generation can study and learn from the past. So another point is because your quality of life depends on primarily your communication skills. Um, and then this point, why we need to study communications? Because people are always overestimate their own communication skills. So sometimes they are not good, but they overestimate that. So that's why we need to study communications. We need to actually what you call muhasabah. Okay, we need to actually reflect ourselves. Okay, uh, re-study back what is communication, the original communication, the correct communication skill. So this is the history of communication. So non-verbal is around can be found around. It's actually 150 years, 150,000 years ago. But the written communication, which is books and so on, can be only found 60,000 years uh, before. Okay, and there are four facets in all types of communication. Actually, we have standard, receiver, information, and also behavior. And this is the communication process that involve this is taken from the Bowman communication model. So this is actually the speaker, so meaning that data you need, and then you take some information from your reading and so on. You need also filter based on your belief values and then making decision and then convey it to the audience based on message or properly a proper channel, and then goes to the audience, and this audience will actually filter out based on their belief values and decision making. So this is actually the communication process based on the Bowman communication model. And as previously mentioned, there are four phases of communications. So we have the sender. So what is the sender? The sender is the person trying to communicate a message. We have also receiver. So the receiver is the person at whom the message is directed. The third facet is the message, is the confirmation. So a message is sent to convey information, and information is meant to change behavior. So this is the four facets of communications. So why we need communicate? So we communicate to, maybe this is listed, share the ideas, opinion, provide feedback to others, get information, gain power and influence, develop social relationship, maintain self-expression and our culture, and other ideas you may have thought of. Okay, so we communicate. How we communicate? So we communicate and build interpersonal relationship through the speech, writing, listening, non-verbal language, which is sometimes this one we call as a body language or eye contact and so on, and from music, arts, and also craft. Okay, so this is what we call a cartoon. So, but you get along with everyone. What's your secrets? So nobody hates a listener. So, meaning that communication is not about talking. It's also involve a lot of other elements such as to be a good listener. Okay, choosing your medium. So how you communicate, why you communicate, have actually learned. So right now, choosing your medium. So depending on the situation, one method of communication may be better than another. So you can choose either to have one-to-one person, okay, maybe a slow talk and so on, and then a meeting in small groups, in person also presentations and large group. And you can also communicate using letter writing. This one is a written communication. For example, letter, memo, notes, email, and voicemail. So to determine the best medium for your message, so uh, you need to actually take this point, okay, to determine which medium is suitable. The first, you need to consider what you as the sender need to achieve. Okay, is that information need to be um, known by one person or the people inside your organization? Okay, you need to also to consider what the receiver needs to know, what the receiver wants to know. The third, you need to also concern how detailed and important or personal the information in the messages. And the last one is which behavior you want to influence and how. So this is the 4 points that you need to consider before choosing your medium. Okay. So the best way to communicate, an organizational change in your unit by memo and small group meetings, the introduction of a new employee by group and one-to-one meeting, a change in someone's job duties by memo and one-to-one meeting, and so on. So the next is about the barrier to communications. So we have constraints. So some common barriers to interpersonal communication include the unclear process. The receiver and sender may not the same language, slang, jargon, vocab, and symbols. Change of command. So there may be too many layers that a message pass through between senders and receivers. So this always some usually happen. Okay. Large size of organization, geographic distance. So numbers of receivers require good message sending methods. And personal limitation. For example, the physical and mental disabilities and different intelligence and education that may interfere with mutual understanding. And additional common barriers to interpersonal communication include the human nature, for example, the egos, prejudice, traditions, okay, and conflicting feelings, goals, opinions. So if people feel on opposite side of an issue, they may not share. Okay, and the last one is power. The idea that knowledge is power can lead to information hoarding and other ideas you may have thought of. So you need to share your ideas, to state an opinion or position, give instruction, announce a change, make presentation, participate in meeting, give information in emergencies, communicate the mission, the organizational mission, vision, values, and others ideas you may have thought of. And obstacle to sharing ideas, your own shyness, fear of rejection, peer pressure, unorganized thinking, physical disability, having to deal with aggressive people, and others you may have thought of. Okay, speak for yourself. So to ensure your message are clear, speak for yourself, not for others. Okay, so if you are speaking for yourself, you need to use um, directive to your own self. Okay, I, me, my, I think, I feel, I want to know that. Okay, speaking for no one sound like it. Some people, everyone, they decide. And speaking for others sound like we, you, John, Mary, and so on. Okay, so you need to be clear. Whether it is the message is actually from your opinion, from others, or from nobody. Okay, to share your ideas, so this is the model, okay, how you can share your ideas. So the first one is to state the main point of your message, highlight other important points, assure the receiver understanding, react to how the receiver respond, and emphasize your main ideas. Okay, so this is the example of the model of how you can share your idea. Okay, and this is the list of what I call more effective listening. Okay, so right now this is a listening. Um, one of the point of the communication skills, and the last, which is the less effective, is this one. Okay, so to be a good listener, you need to be an active and focused, pay attention. You need to ask questions, okay, and keeps open mind and assimilates information. So this is the list of how to be a good listener. Because in good communication, you need not only to be a good public speaking, you need also to be a good listener. Okay, and then this is about the writing skills. So to communicate, you need to also have what I call a little bit of writing report. Okay, so some tips on improving the writing. I think most of you has a good writing background. Okay, but for these university levels, you need to use this is a simple thing. Okay, some tips. Okay, for your writing. So please use simple word and phrases. So don't write in a very long words. Use maybe simple words. Um, maybe in one sentence, maybe around five or six words is okay. Okay, use short and familiar words. Do not use bombastic words that are not familiar to the people. Okay, use personal pronouns such as you whenever appropriate. give illustration, example, use chat, and so on. Avoid unnecessary words. Okay, so this is the 7 C's of effective communication: completeness, conciseness, clarity, correctness, consideration, courtesy, and correctness. Okay, so I think you can read this. Okay, so the power of listening. So this is a listen actively. So I need to go fast because I don't know. I have warning here that the time is around, is almost up. I don't know why. Okay, so this is also listen actively. So create a need to listen. Set aside the time to listen. Don't prejudge the message. Okay, this is very important. And monitor the way you listen. Okay, did I really pay attention, or was I thinking about what I was going to say next? So you need to always reflect yourself as a listener. So this is the obstacle to giving constructive feedback. Body language. So this is also one part of the communication where you need a non-verbal communication, such as the body language and eye contact. So usually, body language is more dominant. So as you can see here, body language includes face, figure, focus, territory, tone, and time. So as you can see here from this picture taken by Prof. Dr. Xavier, it is the face of smiling face here shows that they are happy doing the job here in this field. So meaning that they convey, okay, the information that they are actually having a good time during their work in the field. So I think based on this picture, so which is the body language here, this has successfully managed to actually deliver the knowledge or the information about their what I call their self. Okay, and this is the face again. I think this one you can uh, refer to the slide. Okay, so this is one of the joke. Okay, miscommunication. What happened when you have a miscommunication? So actually, it uh, depend on the level. So usually, if you from the manager's side, okay, so manager will will build this one. Okay, okay, from the marketing. So based on their information on the marketing, so they will build this. Okay, from the art department, so they will maybe build what I call this thing like this. But actually, this is the contractor. So, but actually, what the client want is only this one. A very simple, what I call, uh, buayan, here. Okay, but it's due to the miscommunication here. We can see for different level, they will come out with a different solution. Okay, so that's why I think you need to have good communications. So please, you can also refer to the slide to get more information about this one. Okay, I think that's all for your class. So this is the last class. I am sorry because we have actually should be in the class But please be noted that you need to complete your group assignment and also your individual assignment, and please post all of them inside the e-portfolio. Okay, so thank you very much.